I do. Good morning. It is 35 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, Leslie Robertson back with us, and Jonathan Dudley as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. I forgot to tell you. Probably want to move that mic right so you eat it. That's the way to get there. I got sidetracked on there. So, we're days away. Really, I mean, officially we're like 4 or 5 days, but really we're like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, how's it looking? We all ready for next week
It
or
looks
tomorrow?
amazing. We are so excited to have Roswell and the surrounding community back out there. It looks better, I think, than it's looked in a long time. There's some big things.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I know it's constantly evolving, updating. It will. I know we were talking with Travis yesterday, and it's like, it's going to look a little bit different as far as locations of things and out there. But and to be honest, this is all kind of phase 2 of a bigger plan, right? Like there's more going on in some of these plans here. They're just not quite there to
Absolutely.
the final
It's all about having the time to do it and funding and stuff of that nature.
Well, you got a bunch done in the COVID, the pandemic era here, and so hopefully, like I said, this continues, and then next year's fair, it's going to look a little different this year's because there's going to be more amenities and things that are being updated and changed and things like that out
Continuous
there.
improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but all of it's happening this week or next week at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Carnival is kicking off the fair week plus this year.
So they're having a sneak peek on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
That will be just the carnival portion.
Yeah, you can't go in the commercial building or education building or livestock rings, just the carnival grounds. The vendors outside of the carnival, all that's not going to be open yet, just the carnival portion of it.
Correct.
With the
Now
food
they will
vendors
have their own food vendors.
Yes,
so you'll still be able to eat while you're
come
out
hungry.
there. Yes.
So when your tank runs low, they'll have plenty of food for you.
Exactly.
But that begins tomorrow night, and so you can come out tomorrow and Saturday. Is Sunday? Are they doing stuff?
Sunday they'll shut down.
Okay.
Sunday's our livestock check-in day. We'll
Gotcha.
have lots of kids roaming, and it's just,
a little chaotic.
Covered up. Yep.
Sure.
Chaotic day. We got to get everybody
Wrangling
in
cats,
place
so to
and ready to go.
Well, and if I remember right, the livestock shows, the first one, there is one before technically the start of the fair. You guys do have a livestock show on Saturday.
The dairy goat show is
Saturday.
Saturday.
The dairy goat show is on Saturday. So dairy goat folks, you're getting first crack at the livestock arena for this year's fair. So come out.
Yep.
And of course, the public are welcome to these shows. So if you've never seen a livestock show, or come out, check it out. It's a blast. I don't care what your background is. Like I didn't grow up in farm and ranch. I have none of that background in my life, but I get just as fascinated by watching the kids do at the show partly because I'm impressed. There's like, if I was that big, there's no way I'm that responsible. I would jack this all up.
It's an art. There's 60-pound kids out there on the head of a 1,200-pound cow.
Yeah, and they're just handling it. You know, they're not like meek with it. They're taking care of business. It's great. So, So basically, make sure you get plans to come out to the fair this week, but you can get your riding early. Good news is, I think the weather's going to work out just fine for us here. Past today and tomorrow, I think after Friday's done, we're done with rain, I think. For at least I'm looking through midweek, and they're not talking rain at all after tomorrow. So I think
fair weather.
I think we're in.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
So, obviously, check in and stay up to date with anything weather related here. I would say probably your best bet is to like and follow the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Anytime there's any weather related delays or changes or whatever, it's a fair. Things happen.
Yes, anything we have to move or cancel or change locations, all of those things, Facebook's going to be where you see it first.
Yeah, that's where you get
parade
it first.
lineup, nobody panic. It will be up before the start of parade, sometimes not until Saturday or Sunday.
That's okay.
It will be up, and it'll be up on Facebook first and then on our website.
Very good. So that like and follow that. That way you're going to get first access to whatever information the fair puts out for everybody to receive here. Now, I know, Jonathan, one of the things we definitely want to talk a little bit about is 1 week from Saturday.
Yes.
Will be the junior livestock auction for the Eastern New Mexico State Fair for this year.
For the kids that make the sale.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is that's kind of like the crescendo, the big grand finale of the fair. This is we all love the concerts and the rides and the food. That's what draws people to come out to the fair and everything. But the real purpose of this fair is those kids and that livestock shows and them basically learning their trade and becoming, learning what it's going to take for when they pursue careers in agriculture, wherever that goes. But they're kind of learning their chops right now. So that livestock auction from any of these kids, if they get into the sale, that money is their college seed money, depending on their age. Sometimes it's money for their next project if they're younger kids. But for your teenagers and things, that's all paying for college. So it's great to have folks participate. I know we joke, and it's every year, and I would say joke because it's not a joke, but every year they set record numbers as far as monies raised and things. But something that, and I know we talked about this, Leslie, is we want to let people know, if you want to get involved in support, you don't have to be a rich person to spend.
No, absolutely not.
Drop 20 grand on something like, no problem, I'll cut a check for that. Yeah, most of us can't do that, and I know that. But if you want to get involved, there's buy-ins, there's add-ins.
Add-ons.
Hey, I only got $20, no problem. Throw it to this one, and that's awesome. And every little bit like that helps. So please don't. Just because your wallet's a little lighter than everybody else's, trust me, my wallet just like y'all's wallet on that. But what I'm saying is, don't let that intimidate you. If you want to help and get out there, please come out.
If you want to be a part of it, just come out there. There's plenty of buyers groups you can jump in and be a part of.
Yeah.
As well as, like I say, the add-on table there. It's a huge add-on. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's a great way. I mean, we have people that come in and put $1 on every kid in the sale or whatever.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of people do that, and that's a great way to help.
Just a little something, and every dollar adds up. And
well, you get a couple hundred people doing the same thing you do. You got a nice chunk of change doing that right now. Yep. And that's kind of how it goes there. And of course, you get some people that are more fluent, and they're like, you know what? And I'm going to invest back in our kids, and here's 20 grand for something, or we get that every once in a while and all that. And that's beautiful, and that's great.
Absolutely.
But certainly, just because you can't do that doesn't mean you can't participate and be out of it. We'd love to have you come out and support these kids. Give them $1. Just come out and cheer them on in the various shows throughout the week. Any of that support is helpful.
Just come out and enjoy it, and come out and watch and hear the names of the local businesses that support these kids. And
Absolutely.
Then I mean, go out and support those local businesses that are there helping fund those kids' futures or their future projects. I mean, these are kids that are going to go on and be leaders of our community or whatever. I mean, so whatever you can do to help support them.
Absolutely, it's investment back in our community. That's why these businesses sponsor these events, because they understand it. You look at businesses like Roswell Seed, Jim Gill, who's going to be our grand marshal at the parade this year. I mean that Roswell Seed.
He's been a fair supporter for many, many, many
years.
Well,
can you even imagine a Roswell without Roswell Seed? Like what, you know what I mean?
It's right there in the title.
It's part of the fabric of this community, and obviously the Gill family and many families like that understand that and say, because let's face it, if we don't support the ag industry here, how is it going to be supported globally? You know what I mean? In our own backyard, if we don't support our because they're certainly not getting that support globally. They want their product, and and they'll pay the least amount of money they possibly can for it, but they want that product. But it takes us, the locals here, to make sure that they not only have the resources, but also the people and the future of it. Because, and I say this every time, and people getting tired of hearing it, I'm sure, but demand's going up and people are going down in the agriculture industry. That's just the way. We get more people on the planet every year, more mouths to feed, less people gathering and collecting the food to do that. And they're going to have quite. The generations now have quite the task of making that happen. When these numbers continue to grow, what's it going to look like 10, 20 years from now? And these kids that are in here showing animals and everything, these are the problems they're going to be figuring out. And that's why we need to support them now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So 9:00 Saturdays when everything. They have the buyer's breakfast before.
We will have the buyer's breakfast sponsored by Farmers Country Market at 8 a.m. there in the new building.
They should just put those burritos they serve at the deli, and I'd be good to go.
They do an amazing job.
Be like, just got the burritos from the deli. All right, let's go buy some cows. I do want to mention this. Of course, the livestock shows and everything they'll be going on all week throughout the days. Almost all of the shows, I think there's one or two that won't be just because of locations and things, but will be filmed and things like that. So locals, please come out to the show rings and support these kids locally. But obviously, families don't all live in Roswell. Sometimes they got uncles and aunts and grandmas and grandpas that live in Texas or Oklahoma or Colorado or back east somewhere or something. You can tell them, hey, watch our kid. He's showing his in the swine show here, and they can watch all of that. KSVPTV.com. You can go there and check it out. Do they have a link to the fair's website too, or is it just through?
I'm going to put the link. I'm going to send it to the webmaster.
Okay.
She'll put it on the webpage,
So
and then I'll post it on Facebook as well.
Yeah, and you'll see it all over Facebook too. So that way you can kind of tell them, and I think you can even send out like invites and reminders and all that kind of stuff, so they get a thing. Don't forget the show's on now and all that kind of stuff. So you can do all that. But if that's just out of town, if you're here local, I get it. If you're at work and the boss don't let you get out, but try to get out to the ring, come out, see the shows,
watch these kids. I mean, it's an amazing feat what they do. So
it's cool.
If you get a chance, come watch them.
Yeah, and then of course, entertainment. There's lots of great entertainment this year. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But if you go to the fair's website, enmsf.com, you'll see the list of all the entertainment. The whole fair book is there, so you can see what shows are when. All of that information. Of course, the schedule of events when the commercial building opens, when the education building opens, when the carnivals open, when all those important times that everyone wants to know. All the live music, really Wednesday on, it's a music party.
We have a good lineup this year, I think. And then also Roswell, the robot is coming back.
Yeah, Rocket the robot.
I spoke to him yesterday. He is on his way.
What does he sound like on the phone?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
They'd have to kill me.
He's very excited to be back in town, so he'll be out there 3 times a day throughout the week. Make sure you come out and see him.
Yeah, come out making appearances.
Yep.
He'll sneak up on you, too, if you're not paying attention.
How does a 9-foot robot
I know,
sneak up
but he
on
does.
You? Yeah, he is.
I know. That's what I said. I was like, how does that happen? Next thing you know, I turn around, there's a 9-foot robot standing behind me.
Yeah.
I think the biggest buzz is that pirate ship that's coming.
Yeah, we haven't
that's
talked
new
a
this
whole
year,
lot
right?
about that, but the Pirates of the Colombian Caribbean will be
nice,
and they'll also do 3 shows a day.
Cool. So, and they got like a pirate ship as part of the show.
There's a pirate ship. There's some acrobat things happening.
So is this kind of like remember in Vegas the Treasure Island? You know how they have the show?
Similar.
Is it similar to that?
There's just the one ship, and I don't believe there's cannonballs.
But I mean, there's swashbuckling and all that.
Yes,
cool.
exactly.
All right. That'll be
high
fun.
wire act, a wheel. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Nice. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So that's and that's the great thing is your concerts and everything that's included into your admission into the fair. So
your admission and free parking this year, so you don't have to pay to park.
So like when you go see the Dirty River Boys or Sundance, any of these bands,
all included in price of admission.
Normally you'd pay whatever, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks to see them. Now you pay your 10 bucks to get in the fair and you get to eat all the food you want and ride the rides and go in the commercial building and see the livestock show and see the concert. So
there you go.
You get the whole fair experience for your admission including the shows on those days. And especially like Friday night, there's like 3-4 artists each night performing those the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you're getting like 5 concerts, a whole carnival of rides, all of the fun out there for $10.
Well, the carnival rides, those armband prices are separate, and those are posted on Facebook and on our website, and it's different every night. I mean, we are doing a canned food drive, and that will be going to the Chaves County Disaster Relief with Enrique. So
awesome. They're a great organization there.
Yes, they are. So our carnival will be partnering with them to help collect those cans.
Okay. Is that like a certain night at the...
It is. That is Thursday.
So bring some canned goods Thursday.
2 canned goods, and then armbands drop to $25.
Excellent. Very good. So load up your pocketbooks and things and fill up with canned goods and bring them on out. And that way you can save a little money on the ride bands and things like that.
And then another thing I wanted to mention, the last time I was here, we talked about Seniors Day and how we were going to still do the free admission, but we weren't going to be able to do the planned activities like we usually do.
Sure.
But we did have somebody step up. So
cool.
we are working on getting those activities done.
Okay.
So stay tuned. It's still
Is it
in the
scheduled for
works.
Wednesday?
It is still scheduled for Wednesday.
We'll let folks know as we get things cemented in, and then we'll spread the word and kind of go over what's been planned for that day. But hold on to your hats. Yes. More coming on that.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, it's again your best resource is two places: the Eastern New Mexico State Fair website, enmsf.com. And the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page.
It'll always be on Facebook first. I mean, that's the easiest way to get information out there the quickest.
Well, and I was talking about it yesterday. I mean, literally, when we're out there doing our radio remotes and things, that's where we go to find our information to spread the word to the rest of the public. It's like, hey, lightning delay here. We're gonna we're gonna hold off an hour to open the rides or whatever it is that happens on that particular day. So. Another thing I do want to mention, too, is just plan a little bit. I say this every time, but when you come out to the fair with your family and thing, just do a little planning with your family, especially if you got younger kids and things.
Absolutely.
There's free parking again this year, so you don't need to park outside and drop the kids off. Come into the fairgrounds, park. Drop them off at the front gate or bay, park your car and go to the fair with them, or at least near them. You don't have to be like near. You know how kids are, like don't sit next to me, all that mess. But you can lurk in the corner while they're doing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And then your littles always. I mean, it gets crowded out there on the evening. Mm-hmm. Take a picture of your kid when you walk in, so you know exactly what they've got on.
Yeah, exactly.
That way, if they get separated from you. I mean, that's the easiest way. We know exactly what we're looking for, and we can go out and find them.
It's a heck of a lot easier to find a child when they're wearing the same clothes and everything that's in the picture versus this was their first grade photo.
Yeah, this was their first grade photo.
But they're in 7th grade now.
And a reminder that Search and Rescue has a booth in the commercial building. They will do the tagging. Mm-hmm, that's in the commercial building.
Very good. So go in the commercial. Yes. That might be first stop for families if you've got younger kids.
It's a good idea.
And they'll get an armband for each of the kids with your phone number on it or whatever you designate as a contact information there.
Yep.
And that way, if your children do get separated, hopefully a responsible adult sees the the armband there and says, "Oh, let's call that number there," and then we don't have to shut down the park and all the other things.
And then also recommended, point out the safe places. The sheriff has his mobile unit out there, RPD, fire department, and of course the office, always a safe place. We'll keep them in there until we can reunite everybody. So
absolutely. You see any fair staff or any obviously law enforcement or security person.
Anybody wearing a badge. I mean, all our fair board members will have badges on. Of course, we got our normal law enforcement. So,
and if if you get too separated, head towards buildings and then go into buildings and find me, to tell your kids, I say the best thing is kind of like we said, pick a landmark, whatever it is out at the fair or a place where all right, we get lost, go to the Ferris wheel, or we get lost, go to the commercial building, or we get lost, go to, wherever, livestock ring or whatever it is. You pick a spot that's easily to central located. That way you can, but if not, lose your children, reach out to any of the fair staff, police officers, and they'll go into action. And they've got a very well-practiced, well-rehearsed protocol that they use every time that a child is lost out at the fair. So.
Sure enough.
And unfortunately, they've gotten good at it because they have to do it a lot. So let's mitigate.
Let's
mitigate it a little bit. And I get it. It's a sensory overload because there's so much bells and whistles going on. The kids are like, woo! And next thing you know, you turn around and they're gone. And they got fascinated with a light or something while everyone else kept on walking to the next booth.
We take the separation of our littles very seriously. We're always going to act with caution and to get them back where they belong.
Priority one.
Dropping your teenager off at the carnival and they don't meet you at the designated time is a whole different issue. So.
Yeah. We're trying to. You're just that. Then you get. That's when you get grounded and curfews.
Right.
You're dealing with. You don't have to mess with that stuff. So very good. Is there anything we missed? Anything we want to?
I do want to say that going back to the sale, I want to give a shout out to our vendors because they are really starting to see what happens on the junior livestock side of things, and now they're starting to do add-ons for the kiddos in the sale, kind of as a thank you for us having the platform there for them to serve the community. So they're giving back a little bit. So
that's awesome.
It's all about community, and they've done a great job of pledging some money towards the sale.
Well, that's great. That's great. Again, like you said, it is that take a village type mentality we have.
And then Baymont Suites, they are putting up a lot of our judges and our entertainment, and so
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't think about that. I mean, the judges for all these shows and things, they're not just not laying around in stores out here. Right. You got to go track them down, and there's certain people that are, and I'm sure there's quite a bit of training and qualifications for them to say that they are a certified, judge, and I'm sure they're not a dime a dozen here. Nope. They're probably pretty hard to track down.
They fly in from all over the country to come out here and judge these animals and these kids. So.
Yeah, is that kind of what they do for a living? Like, is that a job?
A lot of them
for those guys. I mean, can they make a career out of doing that? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Pretty steady. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know if I'd like that. I mean, it'd be fun to travel and everything, but what do? I pick up chickens and stare at their butts all day. I mean, I don't know if that.
There might be a little more.
I think there's a little more to it than that.
Probably I might be, but although it would be fun to tell people that. Well, thank you guys very much.
Absolutely, thank you.
And of course, we'll talk entertainment tomorrow, so tune in for that. And get on out to the fair. Eastern New Mexico State Fair starts, the carnival and everything, sneak peek start tomorrow. ENMSF.com is the website, or the Eastern New Mexico State Fair on Facebook, your two best sources for information for everything fair related. So.
Absolutely.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys. I'm sure you got 27 fires to stop out, so we'll let you go do that. So we'll talk to you again later.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. It is 7:50.